How's it going, everybody? So this is Rabbit, and today we're going to be going through some good old Tiger H1 gameplay. Now you can see I only have 20 rounds of ammo because I wasn't optimistic about my chances. This thing is barely better than stock right now. I did get parts in FPE with my first game where I went 3-0. So you're going to see this game that like the Tiger is kind of dumb because it just is. Honestly, I don't really understand how German teams do badly with this tank. It's really forgiving in a lot of areas. The biggest point of frustration for me on this tank is actually the mobility. I do not like how it turns. I do not like how it moves. Then again, it is kind of a heavy tank, so I guess that's to be expected. The turret traverse isn't bad. I mean, it's a powered turret traverse, unlike some of the other German tanks you'll run into. So it's not like the worst, but it can still be a little annoying. What really frustrates me is just like how unresponsive the driving is. Then again, I am just now going into the German tech tree, so my driver is not very good, and I have basically no upgrades for it. So maybe that'll change with some more experience. I think my crew is like level 15 or something. Really not profoundly good. And you can see by our friend next to us, this is a max up tier for the H1. We have a 5.3 lineup, and that is a 6.3 KTP. I'm actually kind of surprised it didn't hit. I think it caught a foul of volumetric on the mantlet. I think that should have gotten him, though. Like I said, that might have been a volumetric hit. But I am just, like, pre-gaming that corner, because I was like, yeah, that guy was there. We'll see if he comes out again. I am kind of throwing away shells right now, and later I kind of realized that maybe that was a mistake. It's like only packing 20 shells in a near stock tank and non-pen there. Again, like looked like that was some weird volumetric stuff going on with that IS. Because like it looked like it hit the mantlets, but I thought this tank had enough pen to go through it at that range. Oh well. But yeah, like that's a lot better. Nice little Sherman, goes straight into the crew compartment, kills everybody, as is the tradition. Because these APHE rounds are pretty good. And what we're actually doing now, and we get that Pershing, we see the IS-1 and we can't get the reload on him. And what we're doing now is we're just kind of taking advantage of the fact that, you know, hull down at this range, all they really have to shoot at is our Coppola, and our Coppola is not an easy shot at all. So we're kind of playing on that fact to like hold this like road down. And I'm like, okay, like my team is making progress some areas. We have C. Holding down this movement lane, my immediate thought is like, you know, maybe that's like what we need to do here. So I'm not like, overall I don't like love the Tiger, I don't hate it. I just think this tank is kind of a little too forgiving. Like the gun is just, it has a ton of pen, it keeps that pen at range. The APHE shell it has is incredibly devastating. The armor profile, if you angle it, is incredibly good, which also means that you can get away with doing a lot of really stupid stuff as long as you aren't just showing the front of the vehicle perfectly flat. So, like, overall, the Tiger just has a bunch of potential. And at this point, I see my team has pretty good map control, so my big interest is, and here's where I see this PT-76D. Or, like, did I see him? No, there was somebody else. In this position, like, my team has enough control over enough points, and I'm like, okay, we can afford to just kind of hold this lane and stop things from moving across from A to B. Because if we stop things from moving across from A to B, then the B doesn't have to worry about a flank. They only have to worry about, like, what's in front of them. And here we see SIM4A3 just kind of mosing along. It's like, okay, cool, easy enough. It's like, it's actually really easy when your opponents don't pay attention. We do catch some opponents later who are paying a little bit more attention. Specifically, we have kind of a close fight with the Jumbo. But that's the big thing with the Tiger is it's very good at bullying its way around the map. Now, the H1 specifically has a minor issue in that you see this, like, big, prominent cupola. And because it has this big, prominent cupola, like, enemies with APHE rounds can't shoot for it. This is where the American 75 actually becomes a bit of a threat. For some reason, I didn't see this comment. I'm not really sure what's going on with her. This is where I realized, oh, there's an enemy over there. And like, this is where I kind of see the Comet. I hit his engine compartment. The Comet, for some reason, does not seem focused on me at all. So I'm like, you know what, let's take out the more serious threat, which is the IS. And then we'll move on to the Comet. So we got his crew, and now we're just gonna put a round to the back of the Comet's turret, take him out. Easy enough. Like, as soon as I realized the Comet wasn't responding to me, I'm like, he is somehow crippled. I'm not sure if I got his turret ring or if my teammate's taking something out, but he's not responding to me at all. So I have the freedom to just switch targets, take out the IS-1, and then go to him. And I think that's another, like, kind of skill. I don't quite have shot on M4A2 there, but I do have it there, so we knock him out. And this is where we actually do have to fight this Jumbo, because while the first Jumbo wasn't paying any attention, this guy is. And you can see we're trying to hit his machine gun port, because that's really our best bet frontally. But you can also see we're angled, and we're moving. And we're trying not to give him good shots at either our Coppola or our gun. Like, we want to keep angled, we want to keep moving as much as possible. That one kind of goes over us. At this point, I kind of want to pull him in a little closer, though, right? Like, super long ranges, it's very difficult to do anything to a Jumbo and a Tiger. So, instead of, like, just continuing to chow him and waste rounds, I want to pull him in a little bit closer, a little bit more open, where I have a more... And there we go, guys, barrel. And for some reason, he repairs on the spot. I have no idea what he's doing. By repairing on the spot, he's basically just letting me Marco Polo at his, like, machine gun port. So you can see we're a little high there. He has camouflage on it, so I can't quite see his machine gun port, which is slightly annoying, but whatever. A little low there, and I'm like, okay, what if we go a little bit up? Go a little bit up till we get his machine gun port. Yes, we do. Straight through the machine gun port, all 5 curve. So, like, if he, like, all he had to do was keep moving, right? Like, there's no reason to stop and repair your barrel. Like, unless you just believe that you literally have no weak points, you should never stop and repair in that scenario. Like, that is just awful. It's a terrible idea. So we have a whole 4 rounds of ammunition left. Amazing. And here, we actually see this PT-76, but I think he also sees me. So I'm not sure if I was marked on the map or if he just randomly saw me. I'm not really sure how the 76B... Like, it looked like he caught us at a pretty steep angle, because you notice our hull wasn't perfectly straight. So, like, even though he has a Heat FS round, it was still enough of an angle to block it, because it doesn't have a huge amount of pen. But like I said, that's how you play a Tiger. Just keep angle, keep moving. You know, if somebody's about to shoot you, just make sure you angle and move. It's not like... It's not super difficult. And of course, you know, got some nice souvenirs from enemy shots on in front of our hull. It's always fun. At this point, I saw that my teammate machine gunned the trees right as the 76B was driving, and I'm like, God, you are such an idiot. Like, why are you machine gunning the trees? I don't know what he was trying to do there, but yeah, our teammate literally machine gunned the trees right as the 76B was driving past, so he didn't get a shot there. Unlucky. I mean, I'm not sure if that would have been a deciding factor in the game, because the 76B dies there anyway. But here we are losing a lot of map control. I think this is also where I start to realize that maybe we might have some enemies in our base killing our dudes. And at this point, it's like, alright, we might actually have to do something to this map, which is really unfortunate. Like, simply killing enemies is not going to be enough. It's also about here that I realize that I have a whopping 2 rounds of ammo left, and I'm like, well, that's an issue. I think we're also up to 8 kills, something like that, so... 8 kills, 2 rounds of ammo left. Not the best possible scenario, but hey, it works. But yeah, here's where I realized that, like, we have a Jumbo that just pushed all the way to our base for some reason, and that's just the best. You always love to see that. So we're kind of driving back to our base, just like, man, sure would be cool if there wasn't a Jumbo there killing our dudes. Jumbo's like, yes, but I am here killing your dudes. It's like, and this Tiger's just completely ignoring him, despite the fact that he's spotted. Yeah, it's M6A1. I'm not sure what this M6A1 was shooting at with his first round, but Don't get a chance to shoot it now. Oh, now we have 2 rounds of ammo left. I wonder what happened to that. Anyway. But yeah, that is... There we go. But yeah, so... That is, I believe, kill number 8. For some reason the replay viewer is acting up and it's not showing me that information. Whatever. But, yeah. If I switch back and forth... Yeah, so there's nothing really to see here. We're just kind of walking back and forth to our base because it turns out there is not a lot going on here. There's, in fact, very little going on this map. What the heck? Okay, it's being weird. Yeah, it's still not letting me, for some reason, not letting me scroll. Anyway. But yeah, we're up to 8 kills. Our team is definitely getting their butts kicked, which is kind of annoying. Kind of frustrating. We are down to, now we are actually down to 2 rounds of ammo. For some reason, it wasn't counting correctly there, which is kind of annoying. But, yeah, this Stug is actually pretty decent. Like, you managed to find that guy and kill him. Yeah. Accurate recreation of what it's like to be a Tiger crew in World War II. Everybody around you is dying. You're getting constantly bombed. I guess we'll start repairing. Because what the hell else are we gonna do? Right. And here's another bomb. Not very close. Damages our barrel. Still repairing. Huzzah! It's like accurate recreation of what it's like to be a Tiger crew at the end of World War II. Just getting bombed. Everybody around us is dying. Doing reasonably well on our own, but like not really able to affect this outcome in any meaningful capacity. All the damage on this tank. This thing is... It's just kind of a brick house. Like, it's not that Tigers are unkillable by any means, and you should treat them like they're unkillable. Like, I'm definitely not treating like it's unkillable in this match. You know, I gave a lot of respect to that Jumbo. As soon as the M6 started shooting at me, I swung the hull around as fast as I could. Like we are giving respect to our enemies. This Challenger hit us inside of the turret, which is really annoying. But yeah, we're giving adequate respect to our opponents because we understand that we are not invincible. We're trying to keep angle. We're trying to keep moving where possible. And you definitely shouldn't treat this tank like it's invulnerable. But overall, I just kind of don't understand how you lose with this tank. The Tiger is just an absolute beast. Or if not how you lose, but like how teams do poorly when they have something like this on their side. Like the Tiger is probably one of the best 5.3 tanks. Like the gun is good at any range, the armor is constantly effective. If the mobility was a little better, it'd be amazing. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Have a nice day, everybody.